happens here is God says to Israel, he says to Moses, y'all need to stop and take inventory. Because if you take inventory, you can't help but move forward. Because, and let me go back to the Galatians verse, and I'll tell you how that works. When I look at you, I can get a false sense of spiritual security. See, it's easy for me to look at you and talk about how good God is to me. I can look at you, point out your sins all day. And in me pointing out your sins, because I don't do the stuff you do, I start feeling like I'm all right. And so my rejoicing is in the fact that I don't do what you do. I wish somebody would hear me. So Paul says, stop looking at what other folk are doing and start looking at what you're doing. Because if you examine your own self, you can rejoice in yourself alone. But wait a minute, I can't really rejoice in me because when I look at myself, I'm all messed up. I've done too many bad things. I've said too many bad words. I've hurt too many good people. I've walked too many wrong places. I've done this and I've done that. And I really can't look at me. Me is not a good picture. I can't. But that's why you can rejoice. Because when I take a good look at me, when I start really taking an inventory of my life, I can't help but go forward. Because I realized that if God was going to cut me loose, he would have done it a long time. And when I really take an inventory, I say, if it had not been for the Lord who was on our side. Anybody in here got a witness for me? How many of you can say if it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, I don't know where I would be. Is there anybody in here that'll say, I've been through the storm and I've been through the rain, I've been through sickness and I've been through pain, but through it all God has brought me through. Listen here, if I'm going to move forward as I go to my seat, I want to tell you, I'm going to listen to God's word. Can I get a witness? His word says that I'm more than a conqueror through him who loved me. His word says that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Listen, I want to let you know we are people who were made to pray, and prayer is a conversation between God and man. And I heard the word say, fall to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things. Can I get a witness? Not only am I going to listen to God's word, but I'm going to look God's way. We are people who were made to praise. That's why David said, I will lift up my eyes towards the hills, from whence cometh my help. All my help comes from the Lord. Is there anybody in here that can say it like the song said? Lift up your heads, all ye gates, and be lifted up, ye everlasting doors. I'm starting to feel all right now. And the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. I'm gonna look God's way. all of it by the Lord. I'm going to look God's way because grandmama said, can't nobody